It is wonderful to see you all out here on this beautiful day. This is one of our first patriotic or flag assemblies of the school year, and we are honored with some visitors, boys and girls. We have with us Dr. Jack McEwan and his wife Betty. They're right over here. And Stella, one of our students, is going to be introducing and reading his bio. But boys and girls, we're out here for Veterans Day, and that is tomorrow we do not have school in honor of Veterans Day. And so we want to take time now to really think about what is Veterans Day. Why do we take time to observe such a wonderful day? And what does it really mean? So please listen carefully these next few minutes, but we're going to start with our flag salute.
We will now begin the flag salute. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Jack McEwan. He lives in Arcadia in the same house for the past 58 years. He was a local dentist and will be 96 years old in January. He had been selected to participate as a member of the October Honor Flight with other World War II veterans. The Honor Flight is a special flight to Washington, D.C. to honor America's veterans for all their sacrifices so that they can visit and reflect at their memorial. Mr. McEwan flew a B-17 bomber as a pilot during World War II and flew on 58 missions. He was awarded the Distinguished Flying Cross and Air Medal. Baldwin's doctor and I want to thank Mr. McEwan for his bravery and sacrifices for our country. Now, fourth grade, we recite a poem titled They Did Their Share to honor our veterans across the nation.
Some were volunteers, for some it was just yesterday.
Fourth grade, thank you so much for sharing that poem with us. It's very powerful and very true. All right, we're going to end our flag assembly with the song America the Beautiful. All right?
There's so many of them, it's hard.
Excellent. This side, south side of the room, wait until you're ready. I love it. You're showing me exactly what this means. Put it in your lap. Put it in your lap.
All right, boys and girls. You all participated and wrote letters to Dr. McEwan, and now you have opportunity to hear a few words from him and to meet him, okay? To thank Dr. McEwan for coming today, we have flowers, and Jaden is going right here, is presenting Dr. McEwan with our flowers.
It took 66 pilots and veterans from 3 counties. They flew us in a jet all to ourselves to Washington, D.C. to go through the memorials there. We were surprised when we were halfway there, when over the communication in the plane, we heard a bugle sound, mail call. We were surprised because coming up the aisle, members of the staff were having great big envelopes full of your letters. I couldn't believe it. I got 120 letters from you young people. I had my son as my partner on this trip, and he would read the letters that you wrote. And you know what happened to him several times? He got choked up. He couldn't talk. Your letters touched his heart and only been touched mine. And that's why I said, oh, I'd like to come to the school and to meet these wonderful 4th graders. That it was clever. Each one was different. It was special. Where's Jaden? I want to know where Jaden. There's your letter. And I'm going to share your letter with the kids. Come on up here by me. Because you said you want to hug me. I want to hug you. Okay, let me see what he wrote here. My name is Jaden. I'm a student at Baldwin Stalker. I am in the 4th grade. I am so happy that you are going to the memorials. I hope you have a wonderful time. He said, I'd do anything to meet you again. I want to go all the way to Washington, D.C. just to see you. He's got a beautiful picture of the B-17. The B-17 is the bomber that I flew. It's a thing. It'll always bring you back home. It was called the Flying Fortress, and I'll tell you why. In the front here, in the nose, is 2 machine guns. Behind them, in the front, is another 2 machine guns. Up here, on the top, is 2 machine guns. One here, one here, one here. Down underneath here, that's 2 machine guns. And back at the tail, we called it Tail End Charlie. He had 2 machine guns. That's why we came home. Bless your hearts. Let me share you this one mission that I almost didn't get. I was flying as co-pilot to Captain Ivy. The name of the plane was Poison Ivy, to go to his name. It was in the 395th bomb group, the 5th bomb. We were to drop 2,000-pound bombs, 2,000. As we approached Bougainville Island, our target, we were pleased to see that it was clear. There was not a cloud cover. We could see the runway. The Japanese had radar. They could see us coming. What they did, they guided the searchlights that came on, right on us. So we were right in the cone of searchlights. Now we could see below anti-aircraft fire, and coming around us is explosions that they're trying to shoot us down. Finally, a light went on the instrument panel. A green light meant the bomb was released, and up we lifted over. Our pilot, Bill, did a left wing over, up and over like this, upside down. When we started to pull up to level flight again, we lost 2 engines. What had happened was when we went down, pushing the RPMs on that 3 and 4 engine, up came the engine, loud as it ever was and just as strong. Well, I want you to know, a lot of good people didn't come home. I did. I want to thank you for your letters. You do not know the experience that we went through. Now you kids go ahead and study. You do your best. And one day you're going to prove yourself the best. And boy, will there be people saluting you. I salute you, every single one here this morning. God bless you. And thank you. Thank you for the letters. I love you. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Dr. McEwan, for coming and sharing and helping our students and teachers, all of us, learn more about Veterans Day and World War II and all the things that we take for granted. Boys and girls, our freedom and how we live today had a great price, has a great price. And what Dr. McEwan told you today is to be your best. With that comes a lot of pride, but also a lot of responsibility. You keep doing what you're doing because you're doing a great job at school. You're doing a great job caring for each other. Continue that, all right, boys and girls?
One of our planes was missing, 2 hours overdue. One of our planes was missing with all its gallant crew. The radio sets were humming, they waited for the word. Then a voice broke through the humming, and this is what they heard. Coming in on a wing and a prayer. Coming in on a wing and a prayer. Though there's one motor gone, we can still carry on. Coming in on a wing and a prayer. What a show, what a fight. Yes, we really hit our target for tonight. How we sing as we limp through the air. Look below, there's our field over there. With our full crew aboard and our trust in the Lord, we're coming in on a wing and a prayer. How we sing as we limp through the air. Look below, there's our field over there. With our full crew aboard and our trust in the Lord, we're coming in on a wing and a prayer.
And how are you, pretty girl? And there's another smile on her. Oh, you keep smiling. God bless you. Appreciate you. Oh, the rest of us do Edward, let me give you a hug. God bless you. This is a tall one. Get over here. I gotta give you a hug, but I can't reach you. You're gonna be so tall, I will reach you. Kind of. Look at that. Can't reach you. Yeah. Listen. And God bless you. Hi, big boy. Oh, you're getting he's sprouting up and getting out. Oh, hey. Thank you. Oh, that's a long line here. That must be the favorite grade in school. Look at that handshake. You've got a good handshake. Hi, son.
war intensified in Europe and diplomatic relations between the USA and Japan deteriorated, America moved its YB-17s to bases in the Pacific. On the 7th of December 1941, as a flight of unarmed YB-17s arrived at Hickam Field, Hawaii, Japan ended America's isolationism. At Pearl Harbor, 12 B-17s were destroyed on the ground, and all of the unarmed aircraft flying in were damaged or lost. From the ashes of the destruction in Hawaii, America's troubled B-17s had to prove its doubters wrong. With America at war, the Flying Fortress is about to be throwing Pearl Harbor. As America rushed headlong into war, production of YB-17s went into full swing. On December the 8th, 1941, Boeing executive Jake Harmon made a phone call to Plant 2 at Seattle. His conversation was concise and to the point. Start building airplanes. How many? Just start building. Never mind the schedules. Tell us how much money and what things you need and when. As Harmon made his call, B-17s in the Pacific started flying reconnaissance missions to track the Japanese battle fleet. Off the coast of Luzon, a Japanese convoy was spotted. 5 YB-17s attacked, and the Flying Fortress became the first U.S. aircraft to drop its bombs in World War II. The aeroplane that had crashed during testing back in 1937 and was almost never built had become a war winner and a legend in combat history.
17s came back with some of the most horrible damage you ever seen, almost broken in two, some of them, but they'd get back and they'd land. They could take more punishment, I think, than any other bomber aircraft.
Well, I think it was a wonderful airplane, and it took a heck of a lot of beating. And if it hadn't been for a B-17, I more likely wouldn't be sitting here talking to you, because it could have been any other aircraft, and I more likely been dead.
In just 4 years, more than 12,000 B-17s were built. The B-17 Flying Fortress had lived up to its billing. Despite the losses, it had proved itself to be a durable and dependable aircraft, one that had extracted a high price in combat, helping to end German resistance in the Second World War.
I don't think we could have won it without the B-17 or something by another name that did the same thing that a B-17 did, and there was no other plane at the time that could do that.
Everyone that I've known that flew in a B-17 was just proud as punch about the unit in its entirety. It's a good engine, it's a good unit. It's a good plane. The epitaph, if there is one, it should be that this is the best airplane, bomber, that ever flew in World War II. My testimony.